Have you ever wondered how quickly a rising star's career can crumble into pieces overnight? What if I told you that one of Korea's most promising young actors, Choo Youngwoo, has just been cancelled, and not for the reasons you think? Could it be a scandal hidden by powerful agencies, a betrayal by someone closest to him, or a shocking truth that fans were never supposed to discover? Stick with me, because in this video we're not only going to dive into the exact reasons behind Choo Youngwoo's sudden downfall, but I'll also reveal a mind-blowing theory about what really happened behind closed doors, a theory that might forever change the way you look at him. If you're here, let me tell you exactly what you're going to get: the real story, the hidden whispers, the untold drama behind Choo Youngwoo's cancellation. By the end of this video, you'll understand why his name is suddenly at the center of heated discussions, what really went down behind the scenes, and why the industry might never treat him the same again. So don't click away, because every second you watch brings you closer to the shocking truth. Choo Youngwoo wasn't just another actor trying to find his place in a competitive industry. He was the breakout star, the boy next door with innocent charm and a smile that could melt the coldest of hearts. From his roles in beloved dramas to his growing popularity on social media, it seemed like nothing could stop his upward climb. Directors praised his work ethic, co-stars admired his humility, and fans adored him as the wholesome actor they could trust. But then, in the blink of an eye, everything changed. One headline, one rumor, one whispered story spread like wildfire across the internet, and suddenly Choo Youngwoo wasn't the golden boy anymore, he was public enemy number one. What happened? Let's go straight into the heart of the storm. According to multiple sources, the first wave of controversy began when old footage of Choo Youngwoo resurfaced online. The clips weren't what you'd expect, they weren't scenes of him acting, nor interviews where he said something careless. No, they were videos from his past that showed a completely different side of him. A side fans never imagined existed. In one clip, he was caught in a heated argument at a university event, his tone harsh, his words cutting. In another, blurry but unmistakable, he appeared to be in the middle of a confrontation that hinted at behavior far from the gentle image he had built on screen. But this was just the beginning. Netizens began digging deeper, and the more they searched, the more they found. Allegations started pouring in, claims of arrogance on set, accusations of disrespecting staff members, whispers of late-night outings that contradicted his innocent boy image. Each story added fuel to the fire, and soon, the narrative shifted. Choo Youngwoo was no longer seen as the rising star with a clean reputation, he was painted as someone who had fooled everyone. Still, scandals in the Korean entertainment industry are nothing new. Many idols and actors have faced controversies, and some managed to bounce back. So why did Choo Youngwoo's case hit so hard? Why did people decide to cancel him completely instead of waiting for the dust to settle? The answer might lie in the timing. Just as these allegations came to light, Choo Youngwoo was set to headline a major drama project that had millions invested in it. Sponsors, production teams, and networks had bet big on him being the next household name. The scandal didn't just threaten his image, it threatened the financial stability of an entire production. And in the unforgiving world of entertainment, money always talks louder than loyalty. Imagine the scene: boardrooms filled with executives arguing about whether to pull him from the cast, directors debating if the drama could survive without its lead, managers making frantic calls to damage control specialists. And all the while, Choo Youngwoo himself silent, caught in the eye of the storm, watching everything he worked for slowly slip away. But here's where things get even more intriguing. Some insiders claim that the cancellation wasn't just about the scandals. There's a theory that Choo Youngwoo became a victim of industry politics. Think about it, a young actor rising too fast, stealing the spotlight from more established names, and threatening the hierarchy of power in Korean entertainment. Could it be that someone with influence pulled the strings, ensuring that his controversies would explode at the exact moment they could do the most damage? Fans noticed how quickly certain media outlets jumped on the story, publishing articles with unusual speed and detail, as if they were waiting for the scandal to break. And then there's the suspicious silence of his agency. Instead of defending him aggressively, they released vague statements, almost as though they were washing their hands of him. Why? Was it because they knew more than they were letting on, or was it because they had already decided he was expendable? As the storm intensified, The backlash grew harsher. Hashtags calling for his removal from dramas trended worldwide. Comment sections filled with betrayal and disappointment. Fans who once screamed his name now demanded explanations. And Choo Youngwoo? He disappeared from the spotlight, his once active social media accounts suddenly quiet. That silence spoke volumes. It was as if he had been erased overnight. But here's where the real twist comes in, the shocking theory I promised earlier. What if Choo Youngwoo's cancellation wasn't about his alleged mistakes at all? What if it was a calculated move to silence him because he knew too much? Some fans speculate that before his downfall, he had been working closely with powerful figures in the industry, and in the process, he uncovered secrets that were never meant to see the light of day. Secrets about favoritism, backdoor deals, and manipulations that controlled which actors rose to fame and which disappeared without a trace. Could it be that he became too dangerous, too knowledgeable, and the only way to stop him was to destroy his career before he could speak out? This theory gained traction when eagle-eyed fans discovered odd connections between his sudden downfall and the rise of another actor from the same agency. The timing was suspicious, almost like a trade-off. One career destroyed, another pushed into the spotlight. Coincidence? Or part of a bigger plan? Picture this scene. Choo Youngwoo sitting in a dimly lit apartment, scrolling through the chaos unfolding online, realizing that no matter what he says, no one will believe him. The walls feel like they're closing in, the silence deafening. Meanwhile, somewhere in a luxury office, a group of executives clink glasses, celebrating the removal of a problem. It sounds like the plot of a drama, doesn't it? But sometimes, real life is far stranger than fiction. As of now, Choo Youngwoo's future remains uncertain. Some fans are demanding his return, arguing that the evidence against him is circumstantial at best. Others believe that once trust is broken, it can never be fully restored. And then there are those who remain convinced that he is the victim of a much larger conspiracy. One thing is clear, his name will never again be mentioned without controversy. So here's the question I want to leave you with: was Choo Youngwoo truly guilty of the things he's accused of, or was he the casualty of an industry that chews up and spits out its brightest stars? Was he a fallen idol, or was he silenced because he knew too much? The truth might never be revealed, but one thing is certain: his story is a cautionary tale for every rising actor dreaming of fame. It all began with that one shocking question: how could someone like Choo Youngwoo, who had built an image so clean, so perfect, suddenly be labeled cancelled? The moment those clips resurfaced online, it was as if the entire entertainment industry had turned into a courtroom, and Choo Youngwoo was the man on trial. The headlines didn't wait for explanations, the comments didn't wait for facts, judgment was instant, brutal, and absolute. But let's zoom in on one scene that fans can't stop talking about. A fan-recorded video showed Choo Youngwoo at a university gathering years ago. The setting was casual, laughter filled the air, but in the middle of it, a heated argument broke out. Youngwoo's voice, normally soft and charming, was sharp, laced with anger. His body language was aggressive, and his words cut deep. That clip alone sent shockwaves. "This isn't the Youngwoo we know," fans wrote. Was it all an act? Then came another blurry video, this time in a dimly lit street. A tall figure, unmistakably Choo Youngwoo, was seen in what appeared to be a confrontation. The details were unclear, but the mere implication was enough to fuel speculation. Was he defending himself? Was it a misunderstanding? Or was it proof that his innocent boy persona was carefully crafted fiction? The internet didn't wait to find out. Within hours, the narrative had already been written: Choo Youngwoo, the fake nice guy, exposed at last. Now picture this: his drama production team sitting in a cramped office, phones buzzing endlessly with calls from sponsors and networks. One producer slammed his hands on the table, saying, "We can't afford this scandal. Pull him out before it's too late." Another hesitated, arguing, "But the fans, here's the reason people are watching. Maybe we can ride this out." The room was filled with tension, but the decision was swift. Business came first, and Choo Youngwoo was quietly removed from promotional material almost overnight. But here's the part no one expected: while the internet raged and companies pulled their support, whispers began spreading from insiders. Some staff members who had worked with Choo Youngwoo came forward anonymously. One said, "He wasn't disrespectful. He was actually the one who treated us best on set." Another insisted that the so-called confrontation was just him protecting a friend from harassment. If these accounts were true, then why wasn't anyone listening? Why was the louder, scandal-driven narrative winning? This is where the story turns even darker. Industry insiders hinted that Youngwoo's downfall might have been engineered. Think about it, he was climbing too fast, stealing roles that other established actors had been eyeing for years. His sudden rise meant someone else's spotlight was dimming, and in an industry driven by fierce competition, jealousy isn't just an emotion, it's a weapon. Fans began connecting dots. They noticed how quickly rival media outlets pushed stories about his arrogance, complete with insider quotes that sounded oddly rehearsed. They noticed how another actor from the same agency suddenly gained the lead role in a new drama, just days after Youngwoo's name was dragged through the mud. Was this all just coincidence, or was it a calculated move to push him out? Imagine this, Choo Youngwoo sitting alone in his apartment, watching his name trend for all the wrong reasons. Notifications piling up on his phone, each one more painful than the last. Fans turning into critics, strangers turning into enemies. And in the silence of that room, he asks himself, how did it all come to this? The cancellation didn't just affect him. His family, once proud of his rising career, now faced reporters outside their home. His co-stars, once eager to work with him, suddenly went quiet, afraid of being associated with a cancelled actor. Even his agency released a vague statement that felt more like abandonment than support. The walls were closing in, and Youngwoo was left with no one to trust. And yet, some fans refused to give up on him. Online communities started piecing together evidence, challenging the validity of the claims. They argued that the videos were taken out of context, that the timeline of events seemed too convenient. One fan wrote, "If he really was this arrogant, why are there so many staff accounts saying the opposite?" Another posted side-by-side comparisons of Youngwoo's alleged bad behavior and moments where he was seen helping crew members carry heavy equipment, or staying behind after filming to thank everyone personally. The battle lines were drawn on one side, those who believed he was guilty beyond redemption. On the other, loyal fans who believed he was being framed. And here's the kicker. The cancellation of Choo Youngwoo didn't just damage his career, it revealed the brutal truth about how fragile fame really is. One moment you're the golden boy, the nation's sweetheart, the rising star everyone wants to work with. The next, you're a villain in the eyes of millions, erased from posters, scripts, and commercials, as if you never existed. So let me ask you this, did Choo Youngwoo really deserve this fate, or was he simply a pawn in a much bigger game? Was he a fallen idol guilty of hidden flaws, or a victim of jealousy and power plays? His story is far from over, but right now, he's a name that sparks endless debate. And whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny this, Choo Youngwoo's cancellation has become one of the most shocking downfalls in recent Korean entertainment history. Now it's your turn, what do you think really happened to Choo Youngwoo? Was the evidence against him convincing, or do you believe he was targeted by the industry? Do you think he can ever make a comeback, or has the damage already been done? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I want to hear your theories, your ideas, your perspective. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you want more explosive stories like this one. Trust me, what's coming next will blow your mind even more.